So your documentary, Helen Kelly Together, is it 12 months? The last year of Helen's life?
Yeah,
give or take, 10 months?
Yeah.
How does that start? I don't mean the story. How does that concept come together to go, hey, you're dying, let's stick a camera in your face for the last 10 months?
Just like that, actually. It was pretty much exactly that. What it was I knew Helen. I'd met her many years before that and liked her. She was a nice person, and kind of full of beans.
That comes through. I had lots of dealings with Helen Kelly. Well, not several, but through media. Yeah. Watching her open up her home and stuff in the documentary comes through like you've never seen when she's at the front of a rally. Yeah.
That's true. And I think, I can't think of a time when a public figure in New Zealand has been so kind of, naked on screen. And that was very Helen. She was extremely self-possessed in a way that made her extremely unself-conscious. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I just mean that there was never really any question about who she was, And I think that's actually one of the really important reasons why the people that she engaged with, who desperately needed her help, were willing to trust her. Yeah. Just because she didn't feel like she was trying too hard. She didn't feel like she was faking it.
Yeah, there's a great story where she was going, we won't do spoilers, but she was going along and talking to, helping one of the wives of a forestry worker, and the wife basically said she realised that she was the right person when she saw her come in and sit down and play with the kids on the floor and just not wear a suit and not try and push an agenda, just kind of go, what do you need?
Well, Helen grew up in a pretty unusual circumstances, but relatively working class, relatively poor, and so I had to sit down with Marianne once and asked her, is it because of her background, that you guys felt that you could relate to her, she could relate to you, that you trusted her? And Marianne said, no, nothing like that. It wasn't that. It was the fact that, you didn't feel like you'd go down to New World and find Helen working at the checkout. She wasn't like that. But what she was real. She was willing to just be real. Whereas what they usually encounter, and I saw it happen after she explained it, is people kind of genuflecting to try to do the right thing or not do the wrong thing, or just generally being kind of awkward and unsure how to behave. You probably remember from the film, there's when we go to the Pike River 5th anniversary it is.
Is that when they're calling out the names, or was that earlier on?
No, just after that.
Okay.
So the families had been up at the portal of the mine calling out the names. They went to Blackball afterwards, and there's this great gathering of the community there. And almost by instinct, like there was some kind of invisible herd call, everyone in a suit was all clustered together into this little knot. They hadn't been told to. They just did. They just kind of knew to do that, and they were all standing there looking nervous. And meanwhile, Helen's kind of, miles away, sitting in the grass with the families, just sort of smiling, very unself-conscious, just very, very really with them, That was really unusual. And that was actually probably the answer to your initial question. That was what drew me to her. I noticed that. And I also noticed it in the way she spoke. When she would talk about stuff, it never really felt like it was about stuff. It felt like it was about people. And I was just very fascinated in how that was, or what she was doing that was making it feel like that, because it was really unusual. I don't think there's another political figure in New Zealand history that's quite like that. And I just wanted to understand it better.